Well, good Sunday afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. This is the second Sunday without football, and that means we're getting 1 week closer to the NFL season and 1 week closer, of course, to the Combine and free agency and the draft, off-season workouts, training camp, and then the season. But before we get into it, let's take care of my good buddies from Sleeper.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code JOBU. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
Make sure you call your shot on Sleeper and get that $20 bonus signing up. And don't forget, you get a matching bonus of up to $100. Use that promo code JOBU. All right, I have to say, I am excited, okay? I am very, very excited because the Cowboys have started making some moves. Shout out to Gilly, Dallas Cowboy for life, who is now a new Mojo Crew member. Oh, shit. Welcome, buddy. And if you go to the community tab, you can join in on the conversation here. Channel members are welcome, and even ones that aren't Cowboy fans. Let me go ahead and get to the lovely and talented Holly Pierce, as well as Mr. Momo. What's up, Momo?
Hey, I got some questions.
Oh, Lordy. I got some answers for you. I got some answers for you. Your team stinks, and it wasted too many draft picks last year, and you're not going to get much better. You're not going to get much better.
No, I beg to differ.
You always beg to differ, but you know what? I just want to know when you've been right.
And I use my Crocs for the garden thing.
And Holly, she heard me ask this question in other channels, and I have to ask you the same thing. Mark, here's a Cowboy land. This is a weak free agency. The free agency
what?
Is weak.
Wait, this is a what free agency?
Weak.
Wascally Wabbit?
Yeah, that too. Don't play games with me, boy.
Boy, I ain't nobody's boy.
Yeah. Well, Mark, you know it as a figure of speech, so get out your feelings.
Okay, you know what? Go on, Momo, because you know everything.
Now, what I'm trying to say, so we all know that these free agency, especially the first day of free agency, these deals basically has been done already. Because there's a weak free agency this season, you're going to overpay anyway, but then
that's
you're going to pay even more.
Speaking from a man of experience, knowing that your team always overpays in free agency, you on the New York Jets are some of the biggest spenders in free agency.
Wait a minute, Momo, on Brian's channel, didn't you say all those things have already been, deals have been done?
Holly, I didn't ask Mark these questions. Mark
Lord.
didn't hear me say this. I'm asking just because you heard it, you had to bear with me and just calm down.
No, wait a minute. No, if you'd have asked the question already,
I know, but
why, and everybody already knows that you've asked it. Why are you?
Your point of view.
Oh, my point of view. Go ahead.
So, do you believe that the Joneses, if they all in, because all these deals, we all know in free agency, the first day, these deals already been done. They just making it official on that first day of free agency. Do you believe that your owners is going to spend money on the first day?
I don't know. No, you don't necessarily have to. Okay, hold on here. Hold up. Wait a minute. First of all, you are correct about things, okay? Because this week, you got the owners, you got the GMs. You got the future players, you've got the agents. And you can't tell me that the owners, the GMs, are not talking to the agents about players that are potential free agents and getting a deal done. If you think about Saquon Barkley, 2 minutes after the beginning of free agency happened, they had a deal already done. There's no way in hell that they were able to get that thing done right there. Now, do I think the Cowboys will be big spenders in free agency? I think first day. It doesn't necessarily have to be the first day, because I can look at it and say the Cowboys last year in free agency, they were one of the last ones to do anything, and the guys that they signed were people that nobody wanted. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to get the very top free agents, okay? But if you do better than the usual, well, they were a first-round drafted guy, so they're going to be good here. We always go for the bottom tier. I'd be happy if we just went middle of the road.
So y'all went on the 4th day or the 5th day?
Oh, we did shit. It was what we did the first week was we took care of Osa Ndigazua, Kayvon Turpin, our tight end Ferguson, and we basically locked down our guys. And then we later on started looking at Kyler Elam and guys like that. We never got anywhere close to even premium or even below average ones. We went to the guys that were dirt cheap and basically, $2-3 million guys. Now, you don't necessarily, because you went ahead and you made the trade for Debo. You ended up bringing in Laramie Tunsil, and you made all these big moves, but it really didn't help you.
No, it didn't.
No, it didn't, right? And, there's a couple of things that are going on. See, I pointed out earlier today, because everybody thinks, Cowboys, you got to go get Max Crosby and put him on your defense. But Max Crosby is on a defense that was 25th with him on it. What do we expect Max Crosby to do with the same type of guys that may be worse than what he was working with alone in Dallas? You're going to have the same results. And they say, well, he'll replace Micah Parsons. Well, Micah Parsons was playing 12 sacks a season, and we didn't have a good defense with him. You look at a Seattle Seahawks team, their leading sacker had 7 sacks.
Right.
But they had 3 guys that did that. And you had D-Law who had 6. So it wasn't just one guy. And I dare say the problem with people is perception is you have to have the very best guy out there. Well, if you take the very best wide receiver or the very best edge rusher, typically they're not the guys in the Super Bowls. It's the teams that are good across the board. No, let me take Khalil Mack, because the Raiders, everybody said, you can't trade Khalil Mack. That's stupid for the Raiders. And everybody thought that the Bears all of a sudden were going to be Super Bowl contenders. If you take Khalil Mack's statistics, he's got 113 sacks in his career. Definitely a Hall of Famer. He's been in 6 playoff games with 3 sacks and not a single playoff win.
Exactly.
So trading for just one guy is not the be-all, end-all. What you have to have is, when you look at Seattle, is there aren't any superstars on that defense. It just does not have holes, and they rely on more than just one guy. So go on with your stuff.
I agree with you 100%. That's my point I was trying to make to some people across the board, that for this free agency is weak. So the players who's out there on their first day or made these deals already been done. You gonna overpay even more, because Washington is not going to get a whole lot of free agency, because we only got 6 picks in the draft. They're gonna change
2
how
top
they do
100s.
the offense. Jaden Daniels going to be on the center. He's going to be in the center. He's not going to be in the shotgun as much. Because we need a defensive end. We need a safety. Now, here's the biggest thing I have said to you, Mark, and said to every Cowboy fan or every fan or every sport. The combine, all these players ain't coming to the combine because they don't want their draft status to go down.
Yes. Okay. Now, I think this is what's crazy is we are a Dallas Cowboys live stream, okay? We are a Dallas Cowboys channel. And for the first 10 minutes, all we've heard from is a damn Commanders fan. who's reiterating the same thing he's put on all Dallas Cowboy channels. Can somebody make it make sense?
It's Momo. There is no sense.
Spread the message.
Okay. If we read between the lines of what Momo was saying is his team sucks.
Yep.
They don't have any draft capital.
Yep.
And they don't. And there's no good free agents, so my team's going to suck next year. I think isn't that what everybody else got from what Momo said about his team?
Yeah,
I think that's what he said.
No, what I said, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'll put this prediction out there, and it will come true. And it's the Washington football
7-0,
team
Momo.
will win the division because how we going to do things a little differently. That you Cowboy fans, Eagle fans, and Giants fans. We all know the Giants fans are gonna be a clusterfuck as usual because Harbaugh ain't gonna do shit. We all know that they're gonna be saying who they are. So
Okay,
we all know that. But in the future,
listen,
we
Momo,
are here.
stop trying to advertise your idiotic channel here with all of my fans that have paid to be members to be able to be here.
I just got Momo, I got a question for you. 7-0. How did that go for you?
It went very well. We lost.
There you go.
I don't believe you won 7 games last year.
It was
We
one
lost
game
7
short
games.
of 7 games.
Okay. Anyway, moving right along,
Well,
Momo.
I do have to say,
Momo,
though,
you've been on your
this
soapbox. Now step down.
I do have to say this last season's free agency, we did get a couple of gems. We got Javonte Williams and we got Solomon Thomas.
Yes, we did.
So if we can even get 2 more that work for us in the scheme, 2 or 3 more, I would be happy because, like I said on Game Times, what is the sense in getting a young DC who's got all that potential and not go and get some players that are going to fit for us? If why not do that in free agency and then do what we need to do in the draft?
See, Momo, you're looking at home run guys. And I dare say the problem is everybody thinks that the home run guys are the ones that make the difference. I dare say it ended up being that a guy like DeMarcus Lawrence, who wasn't really expensive, who was a quality player who had been injured, he had potential, ended up making more of a difference than if I blew my wad on one guy, like a DeAndre Hopkins or something like that. It's a matter of what people we got to stop getting away from is thinking that one guy is a solution. And that's what people are looking at and saying, oh, we'll trade George Pickens in your first round pick to get Max Crosby in a second. To me, that's like trading George Pickens, Tyler Smith for Max Crosby and Boss Man Fat. I'm not better doing that. So that's where I look at it and say,
I'm not saying you should get a home run, but I'm just listening to Wade, the voice of Cowboy Nation, so as you call him. He was thinking Jerry's going to spend all this money in free agency with big-time players. I'm going by his mindset, what he said. That's all I'm saying.
okay.
Get it right, the voice of Dallas, Momo.
No, but here,
The voice of, the Dallas Cowboys fan base.
Okay, I hear what you're saying, but I'm we're not looking at Micah Parsons being a free agent out there. But if the Cowboys were to get Bradley Chubb, maybe Quincy Williams, a Reed Blankenship, wouldn't you think that my Dallas Cowboys defense would be a little bit better?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So those aren't major guys per se.
No.
Those are credible starters.
Yeah.
Now, the talking heads are out here because they're saying we got to go get Trey Henderson or we got to go get, you got to do everything you can to get Max Crosby. But I go through and I can say the last time I think about a trade for a major player like that worked, I would say Charles Haley for us, but we didn't give up a couple of firsts. No. And I dare say when the Cowboys gave up 2 number ones for Joey Galloway, thinking we were just a wide receiver away, he couldn't play. He got injured, and that set us back. And then we did it again with Roy Williams. Well, we're just a receiver away. So we ended up giving a first and a third for Roy Williams. Or I can think of when we decided to say Morris Claiborne. He's the best guy defender in the draft. And we gave up a first and a second for him. That all of these moves and these reaches for one guy generally don't pay dividends. You can look and say, Seattle gave up 2 number ones for Jamal Adams because they said, we need a lights-out safety. And what did it do for him? It didn't do anything.
I agree with you, Mark.
That's where I keep going, like, everybody's got this hard-on for Max Crosby. Max Crosby never won a playoff game. Never been part of one.
Well, I look at it like this. When you think of the Micah Parsons, look what we got so far. We got Quentin Williams, and we still got another first-round pick. So that itself is big, I think, for trading Micah Parsons. And right now, Micah Parsons ain't doing shit.
And he's probably not going to be for the first half of the season either.
I think
coming back from the ACL.
I think that was a win for us. And I just want to say congratulations to the U.S. hockey team for winning the gold.
Shout out to them.
Amen. Yeah. I watched the whole thing.
I don't really watch hockey, but I did catch the last second of when they won.
Last thing I saw on Olympics was that girl eat it.
The men
eat it when skiing.
Yeah, they won there.
The men won gold too. Okay, that's cool.
They won in overtime, which I love overtime. It's 3-on-3.
The first gold medal since Miracle on Ice in 1980.
Who did they play?
Yeah, they played Russia. And they play what? Slovakia? Was last time?
Slovakia.
Yeah, but
Holly, get it right because we don't want the international people after us, the USSR.
No, I'm talking about the 1981. Who we beat on that. But the only thing I'm glad they won because Jason Robertson feels so stuffed not getting to go.
Yeah, but you also got to realize that all these hockey teams, all these Finland, all these hockey teams, they know each other because they played in NHL, so they're very familiar with each other. So
I want to know something here. Why is it lead commander? He's one of your people there, Momo.
Right.
Why lead commander? And you Commander fans think that y'all have the right to talk shit to anybody.
What you talking about, Mark?
No, he said, folks, Jerry, no, lead commander always comes in here talking about how bad we are as a franchise. And I'm just kind of like, yes, you did go to the NFC Championship game the year before. Yes, congratulations. You snuck up on people. Nobody knew. You had a cake schedule and everything else. You followed it up with throwing up all over yourself.
Exactly.
You ended up reaching for a whole bunch of players, trading your future away, thinking we're close, and now you're staring at, damn, we're fucked. We're fucked.
Actually, not, Mark. I think we have a better team next year. Our team
couldn't be much worse, Momo.
I'm seriously, Mark. You're gonna be surprised. You're gonna be surprised and shocked how good
I'll be surprised, all right.
Well, okay, we won't know until we go
I can't say no more. And I can say no less. I'm not sitting here saying we're going to go Super Bowl. I'm saying we're going to be much better. We can't get no worse.
Wasn't it true?
When another game,
all
one
I'm
more
saying
game,
is
right?
Whatever worse is
who anybody is till we get through with free agency and
now,
draft. And then we'll have a better idea what their teams are like. Hi, everybody. I didn't get to say hi to everybody on here.
Hi, Hallie. Good to see you behind your pretty face there.
Oh, thank you. You do.
Lee Commander, the only thing I would say to you about trashing the Cowboys, I have to admit, Lee Commander, they be whooping our ass for over 20, 30 years. So I would step back from that.
Momo speaks facts for one.
Step back and put a muzzle, will you?
Okay.
I'm just giving facts. I hate the Cowboys, but I gotta give respect where respect is due. They've been whooping our ass for a long time. And you can't get mad over that. There is no more rivalry. In order for us to have a rivalry, we got to win some of these games and not get blown out every game.
Well, Momo, I have to say, your team stinks like the Potomac River right now.
No, I don't know. They cleaning that up, but
bro, it's going to take a long time to get that stench out of there. All of the sewage that went into the Potomac River. Man, that shit's on the banks of Georgetown and everywhere else, man. It's an ecological disaster.
It's a waterfall in their stadium.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine, Mark. But I just think free agency in a whole is weak this season. So there will be repeatedly, I'm gonna have to say this, the players gonna get overpaid even more this season.
Which is why
By who?
you have to actually look at the Cowboys right now. Hold on, Momo.
All in, Derek.
Okay, Momo.
All in, they're gonna have to overpay for these players. Y'all say he's changing. Things are changing. So if he's changing, he gonna overpay for players.
No,
we're gonna
actually,
grab a couple
hold
of
on,
Eagles
Momo.
players
You know what?
I'm just saying, Mark. That's just common sense.
You don't let anybody get a damn word in. Okay, make your comment. Don't suck, and then let somebody respond. I was trying to say, to your point, that, okay, let's assume that it is a weak, free agency class, that there are not a lot of big-name players. Okay, that's fine. Which makes all the more what the Cowboys did yesterday more important. Instead of letting Javonte Williams go out in free agency where he'd probably get overpaid and then having to sign somebody like Rico again that would cost more, they actually got a contract for him that is actually a really good contract. He is the 16th or 17th highest paid running back for a guy that was one of the top 10 running backs last year. So they brought him back. His cap number, we don't know exactly what it's going to be, but it's going to probably be about $3 million. Opens up a position they've got filled and opens up more salary cap. So you actually can look at that and say, typically, we let go Rico, we let go Tony Pollard, and ended up not having a backup plan for those guys. So you can look at this and say, that move right there is already better than what they usually do. They went ahead and moved on from Logan Wilson to create some more salary cap instead of saying, we gave up a draft pick for him. We got to keep him and show that we were right for trading on it. They moved on from him.
The thing I like about this, too, is Javonte Williams is an unselfish player. I mean,
very much so.
He knows that the only way you're going to win is by, leaving some money on the table. I love that about him. He's not out here trying to say, I want to be the highest paid running back or any of that crap. Yeah. So that helps. No. I like that. And
what if that's contagious and George Pickens says, you know what, I really just like being in Dallas, and he settles for $32 million for a contract.
So you what, Mark? Y'all better pay that. You better pay him Pickens.
Yeah, see what I said over there.
One of many things, Momo. I lose my mind with you.
You lost your mind with him?
I hate dumb players who think you heard like that. On your second contract should be the most profitable contract. You don't take give a team a hometown deal because you're not going to see you probably won't get a third contract in most cases. So
let me say this much, Momo.
There are 4 running backs, Mark, on each roster. That's 100. And what's that? 100. Over close to 150, over 150 players. In those 150 some odd players, in 2 years, they're not gonna be on nobody. They're not gonna be in the NFL.
Okay.
Your second contract, you have to break the bank.
Here's another. Okay, Momo. Okay, Momo. Here's another thing to think about too. First of all, there's not playing in one place versus another is not necessarily equal. Some places have higher taxes than other. Texas does not have income tax.
How much money? What's the difference in that, Mark?
Oh, that's millions of dollars. Millions of dollars.
So now you're gonna
so no, hold on, Momo, listen to me. Wherever you play a game, you pay their tax rate because you're an employee for that. So when you play in New York, you're going to spend a whole lot more money in taxes than if you have a game in Dallas. Okay?
Yes, you are.
Okay? So the difference for Micah Parsons is a lot of the money that he got, $47 million, versus if you were paying in Dallas, you may be talking about $5 or $6 million.
Negotiate for another team, Mark. You put that in consideration.
Okay,
you tell the
right.
team, hey,
okay, Momo, can I finish answering the question? Momo, let me finish answering the question. Momo, let me finish answering the question. So you have to take that into consideration, your tax liability. Second thing, if you're looking at having to move someplace else, is this a place that I want to live at? Or is this going to be a place that I'm just going to be at and then live someplace else? So am I going to end up having multiple home places? Okay. Is it a place I'm actually comfortable with? Because here's the reality. If you're George Pickens and the difference is saying $30 million with the Cowboys or $34 million for someplace I don't want to go, if you need that extra $4 million to make it for the rest of your life, you weren't going to make it with the 30.
A lot of times, shit happens.
Because, of course, you've experienced it all, right?
I don't know how the taxes break down, but there's a chance Michael Parsons is making the same amount of money that
as he would have been in Dallas for a lesser contract.
That's fine. That's fine. But what I am saying is that, hey, your second contract, if he wants to stay in Dallas, because he didn't have no agent, so you went and rushed and got a contract because you agreed to a contract with Jerry and his son. You say, hey, I just need an agent. I just need you to sign off here because of the league and whatever. I'm going to sign this contract because I agreed to Jerry.
Why you
make a contract to make
why
a
you worried about another man's
contract
money?
that
Why
quickly
are you worried about another
is
man's money?
asinine, stupid for a player because the average lifetime for an NFL running back is 3.5 years. So you rushed and signed a contract, rushed and got an agent, and you agree to this bullshit. Players
and
will
you know
get
what?
their money.
And you know what?
Don't do
And Momo,
they should get all their damn money. Period.
Momo, you do realize what salary cap means, right?
That's why the NFL is going in the future. I wish it was no such thing as a salary cap because all these players get all their damn money. You are the typical fan that believe that the owners are hurting.
Oh my God, Momo! Jesus Christ!
That they can have.
Who wound your ass up?
Mark, you know what I feel like right now? You remember that episode of I Love Lucy where she went into the steam trunk and then Ricky came in there, was practicing on it?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the steam trunk right now, and here's Momo.
I mean, seriously. Okay, Momo, you got your opinion. But you know what?
Some players are about the money, and some players want to win. You know, some players are want to win, and some players are Carmelo Anthony. You know, everybody in that draft who got drafted with Carmelo Anthony at some point took a pay cut to win the championship. Carmelo Anthony went after the money every time.
You should have. You should. Every ball player should get after their money because you ain't gonna have it. You know how or what your career.
Okay, Momo, that is your opinion of how you want to live your life. Your broke ass didn't have a chance to even get any of it.
Your team would be asked every year because
that's not. No, you're not understanding what I'm saying because y'all in that Tom Brady cycle where Tom Brady took a deal that everybody else supposed to take a deal. No,
Tom Brady. You know Tom Brady's doing well for himself because he has sponsors.
Tom Brady didn't do well for himself because his wife at the time he was married.
Yeah, his wife. I knew he was gonna say that. I knew he was gonna say that.
He didn't have to do all that. No player in their second contract should take a friendly deal with the team.
Ass man.
Now your second contract.
But why you
Tom Brady not took a pay cut, they wouldn't have had all those Super Bowls.
Oh my God!
So there you go. How about after the Super Bowl? Don't rings don't mean shit when you ain't got no money in your motherfucking pocket.
Well, if you weren't an idiot with your money,
it's about the money. Ain't NFL about the money?
Yeah, but you know what?
The league about the money?
Momo,
these players might be about the money. The NFL's about that money. Come on now, let's keep it.
Okay, let's keep it Momo on mute, okay? The reality is it doesn't matter how much money you make if you're a fool with your money.
Yep.
It doesn't matter, okay? Listen, if you make $10 million a year in the NFL and you literally just take 20% of your earnings and invest it in the stock market, for 5 years, that's $10 million. That's literally making, on average, about $1 million a year for the rest of your life that you could pull out. Now, if you got a contract and you're making, for me, and this is where I look at somebody like Elon Musk, it's like, what do you have to work for? How much? What is it that you need another $100 billion for that you can't already get? Right? At some point, you got to look at what makes me happy. Maybe for somebody like Javonte Williams, who tore up his knee and nobody else believed in him but the Cowboys, and he now has a group of guys he likes to hang with, that he likes to work with. He likes his quarterback. He likes his coach. He likes his situation in Dallas and doesn't want to start over again. I can see that. I mean, I could be out here doing jobs and being a general contractor again and make a lot more money than I do right now. But I'm not happy doing that. I don't want that grind and everything else. I'm doing what I enjoy doing, which is enough for me to live the life I like to live. Now, why are you denigrating somebody who decides that that's the choice that they want to make?
I'm denigrating him.
You're telling him he's stupid. He shouldn't have signed that contract. Bro.
He's happy. What's the difference?
He's happy.
Yeah, how is it you worried about somebody how much money somebody else should make? Especially when your team usually gets fleeced by people.
No, I believe that all players should
okay,
be about the
we got it, Momo. We got it.
The league doesn't care about their.
We don't care about Momos. Okay, you just said it 50 times. We got it. Move on. Move on.
You worry about your commander's salary. Move on.
This is Thomas. I like to comment.
No, Momo, you didn't comment. You've taken everybody else's comment time out.
Oh, God.
I know you're trying to prop up your channel so people will come see the Village Idiot. But come on,
it has
man.
Nothing to do with my channel. It has nothing to do with my channel.
Momo,
and I work in my
you done gone from everybody's channel. That's a Cowboys channel. And they'd already said, Momo, you said this on Game Times Run. Well, Mark ain't heard it yet. Well, Mark don't
I
need to
say this.
Oh, my God. Momo, stop.
Silence.
Come on. I haven't heard from Derek J., who's my boy. I haven't heard from G Mint. I don't know why you're G Mint now. I haven't heard from Loyal. I haven't heard from Big D. All I've heard is the mouth that's roared, Momo. Let somebody else talk. This isn't the Mark and Momo show. This is channel members come in and get a chance to talk.
The Momo Show.
Okay.
The Momo Show.
Damn.
Live in front of a studio audience.
All right, Derek J., would you like to comment on anything?
Man, I'm just happy. Like, of course, we got to go to free agency to see what they do, and if what they said they'll do, they actually do. But, signing Javonte Williams is new to me. Like,
early.
Like, I'm not even looking up, or keeping up with what they do. I'm really not. So when I saw your video, I didn't see it till today. And I'm like, what? That's the first time I heard about it. It feels good that they actually making moves this early. So that's new. So
right now of course, Momo likes to pee in our Wheaties. Oh well, there ain't no free agents out there worth signing, so you shouldn't even play. And yet he's talking about how he's going to go out and sign some people.
I'm gonna tell you, man. If we, I'm just saying, if we sign George Pickens and get some more players on defense, I feel sorry for everybody else.
I have to agree with you on that because here's where I feel that we're going to end up getting some players that we're not expecting or thinking about. When you keep hearing the Cowboys talking about, we want guys that are teachers. We want guys that can teach and can coach and can motivate and bring people ahead because they're looking at somebody like Savon Rebel. He had all the potential. He was injured. He didn't have training camp. But if you can get him, just say the first year was a redshirt year, you're looking at a guy who should have been a first-round drafted guy had he not been injured. So you're looking and saying, we got a first-round talented guy. What can we do with him? When you look at Overshown with what he has, now there's no guarantee that he's going to stay healthy and that he's going to be 100%, but he's got a whole off season now to get ready with the coaching staff that's really good. you get those guys, and what if you can get Deron Bland getting back closer to where he was before? That's 3 players that are an upgrade. And Donovan and Raku. If you can get him to take another step, that's 4 guys that you're going to look at for much better production that are on your roster now before you have 2 first-round picks that you potentially can put on your defense. And if you can add a couple of players, now, yes, there's not home run hitters out here, the big names that you know, but who knew Javonte Williams was going to have a 1,200-yard season last year when we signed him for $3 million?
I didn't even know who he was before he came to Dallas.
That's what I'm saying. And you look at it, oh, man, this guy had a messed up hand. Man, he ain't done shit. He tore his ACL.
When we first signed him, I was like, the first thing I said to Game Time was like, he's pretty good. I was like, who is he? Then I found out. So he's decent. I didn't know who he was.
I knew of him. I saw him play in person back in 2021. We played against the Cowboys in Arlington. I think he ran over 100 yards against us. And I knew he was. I knew he had a little spark in him, but I didn't know that he was going to be like he was last year.
Well, Ultra, I hope you're wrong on Ravel and Overshown as being washed. Okay, we'll see, but it's worthwhile to find out if they are or not, because we've seen potential with Overshown, and even after he came back, you saw some of those flashes. Now he's got more time to get it together and go ahead and go. Hell, a lot of people said last year Javonte Williams was washed before we signed him. So you never know what you don't know. Hell, we all said that Demarcus Lawrence was washed, and he's got a Super Bowl ring now. So you don't know what you don't know, and nobody knows for sure. So for me, we know George Pickens is either going to be tagged or get a long-term contract. For me, the fact that they haven't used the tag yet, we've got till March 3rd. They haven't been in a rush to that. Come this week, we've got everybody there. David Mulligetta wants to talk to the Cowboys to try and get this thing done. We haven't heard anything negative about the Cowboys not trying to get this thing done. So would it be crazy if we had a deal, not just a franchise tag, but actually have a deal done with George Pickens that frees up some cash?
You got to.
That would be
before
nice.
Free agency.
Yeah.
In a weak free
got
agency
to.
class, Momo. Oh, now Momo's not talking. Not
Just
talking.
fine. He sounds great.
I'm just listening.
Okay.
If they are serious about going, like, I don't want to say crazy, but going hard at it and free agency, they got to get George Pickens done before then, because that's how you have the most cap space in order to do something.
Mm-hmm.
You can't franchise tag them and then, you could franchise tag them and then continue to work on a deal, but you're not going to have that money when free agency hits. So
Right. Oh, depending on, they could flip other triggers. Dak is $31 million. CeeDee Lamb is $19 million. Quentin Williams could be $13 million. You could cut Terrence Steele and get $9 million immediately, or $14 million if you make him a June 1st. You can get rid of guys like Donovan Wilson. So they could make some cuts and things and still tag him and still have money, because we got $21 million that's rolling over, and we got $25 million, possibly more, of the salary cap going up. So there's money that they can play with, whether they get George Pickens on a long term or not. It just means you got to flip more triggers where you're kicking more of the money down the road.
yeah, but I mean, if George Pickens, if we signed him to that
He'd be probably like
franchise
a 7,
tag,
8,
it'd be hard cap. What, 28?
$28 million.
So y'all do know, Derek, you do know 2 more wide receivers about to get paid.
Yes.
So
Another
2 more.
reason to get the contract done sooner than later, because we've been down that road with Dak, with CD, with, of course, Micah, that the sooner you get this thing done. And this is where I look at it and say, you know what? I'm going to eliminate the middleman. David Mulligetta, here's CD Lamb's contract. We'll give you that contract right there. We got both of them paid the same, and let's call it a day and just get this thing
He
done.
outdid the contract. He's worth $38 million a year.
Conceivably, but you're worth what somebody's willing to pay you. And
that's the
George,
market.
hold on.
Is,
And again, let me go back to my original premise, because when he was out there looking for a lifeline to get away from Pittsburgh, the Cowboys were the only team that actually stepped up. And for a situation where now I'm an all-pro, I got Dak Prescott that's getting me the ball. I got the limelight of the Cowboys. The Cowboys believe in me. Do you want to go to, say, Tennessee, where you don't know what the quarterback situation is going to be?
You don't want to come down here.
Okay. Do you want to go to the Jets and get more money?
Well,
that's the thing you got to look at. Because
I would say this: in Pittsburgh, they basically lied. It wasn't about what they said it was. He wasn't a bad teammate. It was Aaron Rodgers didn't want him on the team.
Okay, Momo, the problems that they had with him were before they ever signed Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
Him not being there on time for games, checking out in games, getting penalties, that had nothing to do with Aaron Rodgers. Now, they ended up saying that they moved him because Aaron Rodgers was coming to town, but there were problems with him beforehand that gave people pause on trading for him. You'll remember when the Cowboys traded for him with just a third-round pick, everybody was like, man, he's a cancer. He's going to destroy the locker room. He's going to destroy the team.
That's why they had problems with A.J. Brown and Juju Schuster.
Right.
That's because Mike Tomlin don't reel people in.
Well, regardless, everybody, with the exception of the Cowboys, agree with Mike Tomlin's assessment of him.
And shout out to Game Time Brian.
Do you honestly think, Momo, if teams thought that he was going to have 1,400 yards and 9 TDs, that they wouldn't be willing to give up a third-round pick to get him, or a second round?
I think teams didn't want the headache.
I'm gonna tell you
those teams didn't have Dak Prescott.
There you go.
Hi, Game Time. I wanted to say hi to Game
Time. Which you just made the point too, Momo.
I'm gonna tell you what I told Game Time Brian about GP. I was watching that boy Georgia in college, choir boy, nicest guy you ever want to be around. Got to Pittsburgh, something happened.
Yeah, Juju and Antonio Brown.
I told Game Time, and I'm gonna tell you.
Tell us. Speak it.
Happened up in Pittsburgh. Something happened up there that nobody's talking about. Something happened up in Pittsburgh to that boy. Nobody's talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened up there, and something is going on with these players in Pittsburgh because it happened to Antonio Brown. It happened to the running back.
Yeah,
he doesn't reel them in. He doesn't reel them in, Thomas.
He's not there anymore. Okay, all right. Let me get to the super chats. Miss Gibson, Kiana, are we keeping Clowney? I think that the Cowboys, they've talked about wanting to keep him and things. I don't know for sure if they work out a deal. Clowney might say, you know what, I might be able to get more money out in the free agency market, or it might be a case of maybe I found myself a home with the Cowboys that nobody else picked up the phone and gave me a call until the Cowboys did, and he ended up shining here, and maybe he likes the situation with the new coaching staff. And we got, of course, Dirty Sanchez. Dirty. Why is it not showing up? Dirty Sanchez. Your super chat.
Get ready for this one. Get ready, Mark.
Just tell him if you want any lip out of him, you should unzip your pants.
Dirty,
that's
so dirty.
That's like Mark watching.
Oh boy!
Just for you, Momo.
League Commander, I agree with you just poet. That's the only thing I agree with you today.
Okay, again,
you amen, League Commander.
Okay, and so somebody like Clowney, for example, who has been around the NFL.
Oh, Chris.
Okay, who has been around the NFL, is at the tail end of his career. He may look at this and say, I like what the Cowboys are doing with this new coaching staff, and I like being here. It's not far from when I used to play, in Houston and things like that. And he may want to be here. I know that's crazy to say, but sometimes when somebody believes in you, when things aren't good, that can go a long way. Now, I can't guarantee you because I remember Demario Davis, who's another guy who I believe his contract is up too, said basically, I'm an independent contractor. I get a 1099 at the end of the year, and I will play the best that I can be. I will be in the best shape I can be for whoever is the one that pays me the most. And that's the Momo philosophy. But
that's what all players should be doing.
But again, though, Momo,
Mark, this is what's wrong with fans today. Because we go here, we analyze the players, we go here and look at the cap. We are capologists. Everybody's a capologist. Everybody know the players do just like that. But we worried about the players being greedy. The owners are the ultimate.
I didn't say anything about the players being greedy. I didn't. I said, and believe me, I have no problem with players getting paid. I just said, go to George Pickens, because here's what I would say. Go to George Pickens and say, here's CeeDee Lamb's contract, right? It's $34 million. We already know that some other receivers are going to get paid this year that we'll probably be looking at about $45, $46 million will be where the wide receivers will be this year. And for CeeDee Lamb, he's probably going to get a new contract in the next year after 3 years in. If they see him as a viable player, well, we can get more capital by giving him an extension. So you have to understand, $34 million 2 years ago, when the salary cap has now gone up $50 million, that ain't the same money.
No, it's not.
So saying, George, we'll get $34 million. If I'm actually CeeDee Lamb and people are looking at it and saying, oh, CeeDee Lamb will be mad because George Pickens got that. No, he won't. Because what he'll look at is say, see, the bottom is rising up. When I get my piece of the pie again, it's going to be even higher.
Because all wide receivers believe that.
Yep.
You have to understand. I just think the owners have done a great job to get the fans to believe that the players are greedy. Remember, these owners make all this money so many ways. They also have their own business where they bring in money too. So
it's a corporation, Momo. NFL is a corporation.
I get that. But the players should have a piece of the pie too. They should have a huge piece of the pie because they do all the damn heavy lifting.
Well, they do get 48% of the money.
I get a piece of the pie? No.
Well, no, the gladiators around, that was slavery, Jesse.
Okay. All right, Momo. I just can't today, Momo. I'm sorry. You're just driving a spike in my head today, man. I don't know what it is, man. Damn. You on some shit today. You're sitting here saying
over there. I know you snickered over there. You said mission accomplished. Stop
it's like, yeah. And go ahead, run do a Momo's red. Well, Mark Holmes said this, and I got to respond to what he said.
He's snickering over there.
I ain't gonna respond to you. I ain't gonna respond to you.
He's already giggling already.
You know, all of this is gonna lead to a rant.
It is.
I did my rant today. I did my rant today. I talked about the death of Randall Moore because I was talking about NFL needs to force these players to go into these mental classes and be forced to go. I would say that's what we need because
that's you never know what somebody's going through. You can't do
that. But here's the thing. Momo, hold on.
For the health wait. For them, we should take account of that.
Just make it available.
It's available. It's available. But here's the thing. Here's what people don't understand is
I'm trying.
When you see whether it's an actor or a politician or a football player, somebody that's your hero, you put them up on a pedestal, and you don't think that they're like you and me. Okay? But if you take, there's 2,000 and some odd NFL players. They're like a cross section of society. If you take 2,000 people in your community, you're going to have some that are alcoholics. You're going to have some that are drug addicts. You're going to have some that are super intelligent. You're going to have some that are kind of criminals. You're going to have some that have some mental issues. And we don't treat players like that like they are. We're surprised that, oh my God, you've got nothing to be depressed for. You're an NFL player. You've got a big contract. You got women falling all over you. You don't know what goes on behind somebody's head.
Thank you.
And
Somebody agree with me in the chat. Thank you, Anton, Random Anton, and thank you,
lovely Linda in the house. What's up, Linda? How are you doing?
Linda agree with me. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. I'm just saying that we have to understand that players are people too. And what they do, that they are literally risking their lives every single game, and the things that they have to do to be able to perform. You know, we look at him, oh, he's a pussy, man. He's getting hurt and stuff. And it's like, bro, you couldn't deal with the pain and suffering that these guys go through.
What? Vinny, have you been smoking the fat off your skin to believe what you just said?
I mean, but that's in the industry, like the construction industry. The owners aren't out there building the houses and stuff.
Nope.
And they have a union called the Teamsters.
Well, yeah, that's so. The NFL players got a union too, but there's
not for long. players.
Their union is I ain't gonna say that, but yeah,
but that's true in pretty much any business. Generally speaking, the CEO doesn't know how to make the sausage.
Yeah, and Jeff Bezos,
pretty much,
they paying Amazon delivery drivers between $18 and $22 an hour, and they out there for 12 hours a day.
And throwing packages and just running away back into the truck.
Hey, you kind of see why they doing some of that stuff too, because
I'm like, what the hell? I hear the slamming of doors, a package getting thrown at that door. And
but now they take pictures now, Jesse.
They delivering 300
packages
a day.
One took a picture
I tell you what,
took a picture of mine and took off with it.
There's a YouTuber out there. He's from Atlanta. I can't remember his name, but he always does like reactions and stuff. And there was this woman who her UPS driver came through, and she's talking about how it was. She was like, he looked fine. And I just stood there and I gave him the look. It was like, the look. Yeah, she's like, I gave him the look. And he went out in his truck and he sat there for about 10 minutes. So I went to the door. I opened up the door. I gave him the look again. And I ran to my bedroom and got butt naked. And I waited for it. And I was like, wait a minute. He was delivering some serious packages. So he ended up staying for about 3 hours. She said, I made him fresh squeezed lemonade and a sandwich. So, yeah, he definitely took good care of those packages.
Hopefully, how dare you, Hallie?
She said, I don't know if he still has a job or not.
I thought it worked.
You do that, Hallie.
Hi, Brian.
He took a 3-hour break. Yeah,
3-hour break. Yeah, she's like, I don't know if he has a job still.
I know that was his last day. 3 hours in the same spot.
Oh shit!
Yeah, do declare. Ooh.
That shit was crazy.
Same spot. Yeah, he don't work there no more.
Yeah, I just hope it was worth it.
Everybody left out of the house with a nice smiley face, happy face.
Yep.
Yeah, he was once he stepped in that house.
And had no problem with it.
No problem.
Okay, so Javonte Williams is an idiot per Momo because he ended up taking a team-friendly deal to stay in Dallas.
Oh, wait a minute. Momo's
and
gone.
so,
did he leave?
Did he leave?
There's a rain coming.
Okay, so he gonna be ranting. He gonna be ranting. Oh no, he's coming back.
No.
So I hope that every free agent that the Commanders sign gets a max contract. And I'm gonna go through. Man, he was an idiot to sign with the Commanders for that. Man, he could have got more money elsewhere.
What I was gonna say, Mark, before I was rudely blocked by Momo for 55 minutes here. Hello, good afternoon, people.
Hello, Jeff.
And hopefully the snow don't stick so much. But anyways, get back to us saying. Just heard from me from G-Men Nation. DJ Moore, Thibodeau possible swap. I like it.
Thibodeau gone. Damn.
DJ Moore is underperformed. But I like. I don't know, Jesse, about that one. I wouldn't get too worked up about that.
Well, I'm not worked up, but I'm saying at least I'm seeing action. At least, right?
Yeah, I hear you. Action is good. And the
That's
Ravens
what she said.
What's up, Brian?
Ravens, hardball. Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Welcome,
I'm
game
almost-
time,
What up,
man.
Brian?
Always here.
What's going on, brother?
Howdy,
What's going on?
It's not sticking yet, Brian. It's not sticking.
I'm
Not
about to leave,
sticking. Where the
guys,
hell are
because
you
I don't
at?
have time in
with
my
you.
mouth.
Oh, damn. Momo, we hardly heard anything from you, man. You're leaving already?
Man, why are you mumbling? Why you go so quiet,
All right,
Momo?
man. What's the matter, Momo?
You know we
Because
love you, man.
because
I hurt his feelings.
Mark beat me down today again, so I have to leave.
As you should.
You are so full of shit, Momo. It's not even funny.
Liar.
I couldn't get a word in edgewise.
You a damn liar. I spent almost an hour here.
Oh, my
trying to say
What's
God.
up, comic? How you
Yeah.
doing, buddy?
And Momo, I still
What's
love
up,
my
Gilly?
Crocs.
Yeah. F those Crocs.
Hmm?
You know what I
All right.
said? They made a shoe
You don't like
to
Crocs?
depict what America really is today. Lazy.
I don't like Crocs. I'm not a Croc guy.
Momo, do you think I'm lazy?
If you think Crocs are lazy, what about the new
Which are Skechers.
Momo, do you think I'm lazy?
I couldn't think of the name. Skechers.
I got a pair of
Damn
Crocs.
Skechers.
They all
make you mad.
They
guy.
all sketches. All of these slides. People don't wear shoes. That people don't want to tie their shoes up no more. Everybody just want to slip on.
I know.
Are you saying I'm
my
lazy?
problem is
Hold
the
on,
reason
Momo.
I have to wear it
No,
is
I ain't
because
talking
I
about
can't
your
bend
age,
my
'cause
knees.
you-
Okay,
anymore.
you know what?
Don't worry, brother.
You get a certain age, Holly. You deserve
Sugar
that.
daddy,
But
what's
you
up?
now when you 13, 15, 8 years old wearing Crocs.
Vinny.
I tell you what, though, Momo, because I'll be real with you. With my bad
I'm
knees,
out.
I have a hard time putting my socks on.
The world is just out of
So
control.
having these and I can slip on
I said,
outside,
Mark, you
because
older-
otherwise
you older
I'm
too,
walking on
too
gravel
old
barefoot outside.
on a rough day
Momo,
on
go
the
do your
side of
rant.
the
Go do your
track.
rant.
I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about the young folks.
The world is out of control. They wearing
Yeah, man, I
shorts.
was wearing Crocs when I was working with surgical instruments in the
And
hospital.
I feel sorry for your laziness too. Have a good
People-
day. I'm out.
People out there wearing
Oh,
shorts and the
dude,
hoodies
My boy.
in the wintertime.
Oh my
So
God.
game time, is it still
I
snowing
can't
where you're
hear
at?
what game time
Oh, he's
said,
gone
man.
again.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find
Momo's
out.
gone again.
Well, Momo
What
drops
happened?
grenades and runs.
Well, he's
It's still
like, I'm
snowing.
sure he'll fire up the rant soon. And suck
He's
everybody.
all it is.
Yeah, it's
As a subject of his rants.
we're in the
Y'all
middle of
good.
it just started snowing here a couple hours, about 3:00 here Eastern, and it's gonna
Yeah.
snow until tomorrow afternoon. It's ridiculous. But this
Yeah,
will
it's
be the
not
last
sticking here
snow of the
nowhere,
year.
Brian.
Well,
It's not
it
sticking
had
for
been
right now.
snowing.
It's sticking here.
It had
Oh,
been
shit.
snowing here all day, but it had been warm. And then
Yeah,
about
yeah.
3:00, we got like a wind front
Yeah.
came through, and it started snowing again. And we got like 2 inches of snow in about an hour, and then it jetted out. So it's
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
boy.
headed your way.
Oh, that's
When you
here.
get a big gust of wind
That's
coming
here.
through, that's that front coming through that'll drop the
Yeah,
temperature.
It's gonna be. They say where we live, Mark, is gonna
Man, I
snow
miss
until about 3:00 tomorrow, something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, so
Jesus.
you're in the
Yeah,
bullseye of this thing.
It's gonna hit. What's gonna happen is because I live near the ocean. I'm a half hour away, so it's literally going to kind of stop and hover over our ass. So it is what it is.
Oh, beautiful. It is
I
what
missed
it
the
is.
beginning of this. What's everybody is feeling on?
You didn't miss anything. It was all the Momo show, just
didn't
talking
miss the
about
Momo show.
how stupid the Cowboy, how stupid Javonte Williams was for not getting more money than the $8 million a year that he got.
Well, I'm
I'm
gonna do
I'm
a
just
video
happy.
on that, but I'll just go ahead, Hallie.
Oh no, I'm just happy they got it done. Got that done and did had to make some moves like having to waive Logan
You have to look
Wilson.
at it.
So they're not waiting.
You got to look at it from Javante's point of view. The running back market in the NFL is not what it was. What Saquon Barkley got
20.
is in and of itself. Again, he's a singular guy. Everybody out, it's nothing's changed. And he was smart. You remember he had that torn ACL, right? Dirty Sanchez with the super chat. Momo is the type of guy that will fart in an elevator
Oh,
and walk
man.
out.
I did that in the
Shout out
subway.
to
So I-
Yep, that'd be Momo.
That's the best thing to do, boy. No, you got to do it to where you can.
I did it in
Own
the
it. You
subway,
gotta
Derek.
just smile
People
and
pissed
look
off
at
at me.
everybody, then walk out.
When you can hear their reactions. I used to do it in high school as I'm walking down the hallway and then.
Well,
but yeah, he tore his
Pass out,
ACL.
Cass.
I mean, he
hold
tore
on,
his ACL.
everybody
as a
let
rookie.
Game Time speak.
I mean, he tore his ACL as a rookie, right? And he literally, right in, I would say, training camp last year, he came out and said finally he felt the best that he has felt. Then he went on to have a 1,200-yard season, right? He, of all people, know how easy it could be all gone, right? So he signed. It's a 3-year deal, but it really is like a 2-year deal, right, Mark? If after you break it all down, Dallas is in a good spot. He can re-hit the market when he's 28.
Yeah.
He'll play at 29, but he'll hit the market at 28, and it's a very good deal. Here, hey, he wanted to stay in Dallas,
And that's what I was trying to say to Momo, that you don't know the circumstances, because when he was down, the Cowboys were the team that took a chance on it. And I said the same thing about George Pickens.
Bingo.
George Pickens may look at this and say, and has said, I want a deal that's good for both sides. That the Cowboys, when GMs were hanging up the phone laughing about me being there, the Cowboys were the ones that made the move for me.
I put a comment in the chat when Momo, I caught his last rant.
That's all he does.
When he was talking about George Pickens, he was the same guy that was making fun of us when we made the trade, that we received damaged goods and we're wishing on a hope and a prayer. Well, he went out and had an unbelievable season. And I think we would all, and I think he would say that there's more meat on the bone there for George Pickens. I don't know that you would say it was a perfect season, right? And I think everybody's downplaying the relationship between he and CD. A little too close for me at times, but I'm only kidding. But they are like brothers. They are like brothers. So it's like he gonna be back, people. I'm predicting long-term deal. Derek, that's just me.
I beg to differ, Ultra, on the belly part being the reason why I can't get to my knee. I mean, get to my sock on that foot. You had the operations on your knees. My orthopedist has been talking about a knee joint replacement for the last 10 years. So I'm trying to avoid that at all costs, and that's where my problem lies is I have no ACL in it. I'm bone on bone.
Hey, Mark, just to let you know, Randy McIntyre, he's doing just fine.
That's great to hear.
What's up with Randy?
Oh, he had that surgery for his knee.
Yeah, he had his.
Oh, he didn't tell me. He normally
he was sedated for a while. So he was like la la la.
Comic Fusion says, "I think Momo lost his sponsorship from Crocs, hating on them." Oh boy. Javonte is smart to resign in Dallas. He might not win nothing, but business-wise, smart move. And the thing we were talking about, too, is the difference of state taxes in Dallas versus other places. That Micah Parsons deal might really end up being the same amount of cash because he'll pay a lot more in taxes than he would in Dallas, so to speak.
Well, you see what they're doing now. You got Boomer Esiason out there trying to boycott California for Super Bowls. And I got news for you. Jesse could attest, the Philadelphia city wage tax.
Yeah.
Just like the tax in California is absolutely ridiculous. Just do your homework, look at it. I don't know the exact number, but how much they took of those players, every player who played in that game, every coach, everybody who earned money in that Super Bowl game to the state of California was absolutely nuts, man. It's
insane. Next year it's in Los Angeles too, isn't it?
I don't know.
Having contrary to what Momo has to say, because Momo knows everything. I'm going to say the best place, the only place they really should have Super Bowls is New Orleans, because when you get to New Orleans is used to hosting a lot of people. And when you're in New Orleans, you can walk to the stadium. You've got Bourbon Street. You've got the casino. You've got everything that's all literally right there. When you put it in San Francisco, you've got the city of San Francisco, and then you got the stadium 43 miles away in Santa Clara. And so you got to deal with California traffic. So where do you stay? Do you stay in Santa Clara or you stay in San Francisco? Either way, you've got this long distance you have to go. And I'll be real, Dallas is not the place for it either. That's another one where it's spread all over the place, and it's just
Philadelphia. Even Philadelphia's not ready.
And especially not in an outdoor stadium. And New York was a pooch screw because being in New York City, because Times Square is basically where everything was set up. But then you had to go over to New Jersey. People weren't getting back till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning from New Jersey to their hotel, and you're leaving first thing in the morning. No, it's just certain places just really aren't the best thing for Super Bowls.
How about Miami?
They said
Miami's pretty good. Miami's not bad. Tampa is not bad either.
New Orleans hosts the Mardi Gras every year, and he deal with.
That's what I'm saying. They're used to having big crowds and big events.
Our infrastructure just doesn't.
Bye, lady.
Right. That's everywhere, just about.
Yeah.
This says some players who played in the Super Bowl could have owed more in taxes than they were paid to play.
Right.
Because you're not. It's not like part of your regular salary.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And at some point, our days worth of work should be more. That's another story. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But Philadelphia, my father worked at the Navy Yard for years in Philly, and the city wage tax is horrible. We heard stories for years about the players, like signing their deal in Jersey and then going back over to Philly because that instant tax hit for the signing bonus they get to take. It's weird how that works, but week to week, when you fly into a town, just remember you're playing with
their taxes.
Have to pay tax on whatever town you're in. So not to get off the beaten path, but it's a real thing. So to Mark's point, sometimes making the top dollar in a place. You have to account everything, and not everybody wants the best possible dollar. Some people actually think about their family, what's best for them, what kind of climate,
kids like
education,
everything, and I know I would, but not everybody's like that. Some people are hired guns.
And kind of like when you think about Green Bay, okay, now, and I'm not trying to, forgive me, everybody who lives in Green Bay, but here's the thing:
Here it comes.
Aaron Rodgers didn't even want to come to Green Bay for summer workouts. Now you're looking and saying, now I got to have a place in Green Bay and where I really want to live. So now I'm keeping multiple, homes. When you think about somebody like Derrick Henry, who, if he could have played for Dallas, he already had 2 houses in Dallas. Said he goes to Baltimore, now I got to set up another home that's over there and things. So these are things that you have to look at as well. And so the winning Super Bowl team, the winners get $173,000, the losers get $103,000.
Allie, read dirty.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I mean, listen, most of us are Cowboys fans in here. Isn't there, as we sit here today, I'm not talking about in 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now. As we sit here today, aren't we feeling really good right now?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And it can turn to shit too, though.
With that, people. We're allowed to feel good. Don't let people steal your thunder. Let's feel good right now until it's time not to.
I know you're a 76er fan. Happy birthday to Julius Urban. He turned 76 today.
That was my guy, Dr. J. I met him as a kid.
Dr. J.
I met him as a young man. I was like, it was right after their, 82. So 80. I was 11. I met him when I was 11. He signed my hat.
Question.
He was a god.
I love this comment. Go ahead. What's the question?
Has anybody's mother met Dr. J?
Oh, here we go with the theory. I know you're going with this, Derek.
Derek.
Nope.
You mean Will Chamberlain, Derek? You mean Will Chamberlain?
My mom has a crush on him.
Okay. Now
Your
I like
and most of mom.
Jaden Brock. Mark, this is how I think about what Javante did. Somebody offers me a chance. They saw the ability in me and didn't care about my injuries. I had a huge season and earned my money. Loyalty takes 2. That's right. And that's what I was saying, that maybe with George Pickens, he's not necessarily looking to, bust the bank and stuff. He seemed pretty laid back, or maybe he realizes, I'm going to let my agent take care of this.
He's made $8 million, Mark. Now you could do the breakdown. $8.6 million, 8.4, 8.6 million in his career. Now what's the agent take off of that?
About 10%.
I don't know.
10 to 15.
And
then
what's
on
the
contract.
immediate tax on that? 30%?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't
know.
know.
You haven't really made that much money.
Okay. So what are we talking about? $4 million? You walked away with a little over
$4 million, 4 years.
Okay. So he's gonna go from that to make it. And I did hear you say the CD contract. They're gonna start at 40 or 41. You know that's where Mulligetta is gonna start. I think that's where it's gonna start, but that's not where it's gonna end.
Yeah. 40. It's gonna be around
36 mil a year.
I can just see it. Him being 40, Jones is going to start at 35, and then they'll probably
start at 30.
somewhere in the,
they're going to start at 30.
Yeah, 30. No. Well, here's the deal.
Yeah, somewhere down here.
He's going to make 28. That's the beauty, even though Dallas uses it too much. That's the beauty of the franchise tag. It starts at 28, as Derek said. Problem is, you're going to be required to account for all 28 point whatever million of that. So it is in Dallas's best interest to get a long-term deal. So it starts at 28. I would say Dallas would start around 30, like Mark said, but more likely 31 or 32. I think he'll get more than CD. I do. Even though a few months ago I was like, God, just offer him the CD deal. But I don't know that that's going to happen. I think 35 or 36 is where it ends.
But here's the thing, though.
Loyalty.
But that's not that big a deal. It's still going to be cheaper on the salary.
The most an agent can make is 3%.
Yeah, I don't think it's 10%. It's low. It's low. Yeah.
So sports agents must be different
like $30 million.
Yeah. Acting agents and
still
talent.
3% plus the tax is the big thing.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, out of $8 million, you're not getting but 4.2,
4.4. In all things, you need to pay him before they pay.
But anyway,
yeah, more than anything else, you are 100% right that taking more time where they say, oh, yeah, well, they got till July 15th. But by July 15th, the ceiling might be $45 million at wide receiver.
I didn't know that.
I don't know who Trip Aces is. He coming in all strong, like he.
Who is this for?
I don't know, but listen, 1 year of good behavior, you won't want to pay. I'm not saying. Listen, that's the market. That's what happens.
Between. Okay,
I said pay him exactly
between 3 and 10% for agents.
But Mark, didn't you say that the salaries last year are different from the salaries this year based on the salary cap going up?
Yeah, because if you look at the percentage, see, CeeDee Lamb got his contract 2 years ago. Well, the salary cap has gone up $50 million since CeeDee got his. So when you look at the percentage of it, $34 million 2 years ago was more expensive than $34 million just today.
Anything but that.
Yeah. I mean, think about just think about this. In 2021, I believe it was who was it? It was only $21 million was the highest paid wide receiver. I think in 5 years ago was $21 million. Tyreek Hill was like 3 years ago at $30 million. And look at how much it's ascended since then. So you can't look at it and say, oh, my God, he's going to get paid as much as CeeDee Lamb. Well, CeeDee Lamb's going to probably get a new contract at the end of next year, in which case he'll be making more than 34. And the salary cap will go up another $25-30 million the following year. So for me, a couple of $1 million right now on George Pickens is the cost of doing business, and it may end up saving you more money later if you get this thing done. Even if you look at it and say, I'm going to pay $1 million or $2 million more than what I wanted to right now, because it ain't going to go down. It is not going to go down. It's only going to continue to go up. Broken Halo says no fucking player wants to play for the Commanders. Damn, good thing Momo's not here.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they'll get hired on. Sure they will.
I didn't know that Javonte and Jalen Hurts had the same agent, Nicole Parker.
Interesting. I tell you what's interesting to me has been listening to the Eagles and listening to John McMillan and my boy from Jacob Sports. Man, they sound like they're broadcasting from a funeral, man. They were talking about trying to get some extra cap space and cutting some players and, maybe restructuring Jalen Hurts. Getting a new contract for Jalen Hurts. They can't restructure him. They've already got it structured out as far as they can. And they literally sound like they are depressed.
It's very morbid. We're very morbid around here, Mark. Trust me.
They see the writing on the wall.
Aikman's comments about basically Dak or about the Cowboys
His
culture.
latest comments on Pickens saying if Dallas does not re-sign George Pickens, then they're not really serious about winning.
I agree.
If they're not going to sign him to a deal, then they're not serious about winning, because that means you are not in a win now mode. That means that you're not serious. That's just the bottom line. You have control of this player. You could sign him to a deal.
And it doesn't cost you capital. You've already given up a third-round pick to get him.
You've already invested a third round. How many picks are we just going to blow? Like Jonathan Mingo, right?
Oh, jeez.
How many of these are we just going to blow?
I'm sorry. The ones that say we should just trade George Pickens and then draft somebody else for
well,
It's not like
I bring that up as a
year is gonna be
possibility,
bad anyway.
but it's not a high possibility.
Yeah, but think about how many years or how many draft picks, first and second rounders, the Eagles spent before they decided to trade for A.J. Brown.
Right.
They kept missing, Rhaegar, Whiteside. They kept drafting wide receivers trying to get somebody, and they finally gave up and said, fuck, let's go trade for a guy.
Nelson Aguilar.
Aguilar. Right.
Regular.
So you can look at that and say, you've got a guy who works well with your quarterback. Now, for those out there that say, well, he was just on his behavior because he knew he was going to get paid. That may be true, but it may also be that he grew up. The guy's only 24 years old. He was 23, and, you could have a situation where shit went bad in Pittsburgh, and he comes to the Cowboys and finds things that he likes, and he kind of grows up. Is that a possibility? Or is he going to be condemned for the rest of his life because of what happened in Pittsburgh?
Well, my thing to you is also this, right? He has to,
See you, Linda.
like Pickens has to say what he's saying. He just can't say, yeah, I want to stay in Dallas. Yeah, CD's my boy. Yeah. No, that's not. He has to keep his mouth shut, talk to my agent. This is where, and just, quickly, my positivity comes from. Again, I'm going to go back to Micah. Micah is the one that came out and said he wanted to talk to Jerry at the Cotton Bowl. Did he not? He's the one that said, I want to be in that situation. Yeah. I want to talk to Jerry. And they did talk numbers. And then they met again at the Super Bowl. And that they did talk numbers. The problem was that...
Didn't include the agent.
Well, yeah, Mark. They had agreed to a kind of a number, right? And then the agent got involved and said, well, I wasn't involved in any of this. So we're starting from ground zero, knowing that they had the Cowboy number. Yeah. He had the number, and that's not like, this isn't going to get that way. Now it's talking to the agent immediately. And I agreed I think it was Derek who said, you got to get it done because there's other wide receivers that are up as well. And
okay, I have to respond to a comment here because hold on. Trade Pickens for Crosby is a win now move. I have to disagree with that because do we honestly believe we're a better team without George Pickens? Anybody?
No, we see for the first time last year, CD got hurt and we were still okay.
Okay, all right, but okay. So here's the other thing, and then they turn around and say we can just draft another wide receiver in the first round. Okay, but if you're trading for Max Crosby, you're giving up a first round pick and George Pickens to get
Mark
to get Crosby, and then you're going to take the other first round pick to get a wide receiver to replace George Pickens. You're not a better team.
Please do.
You're not a better team.
Mark, he's saying people gonna be
This is Ultra. Ultra is a very knowledgeable football fan. No, I have to say that he is, but I'm sorry because when you say, because this is how I have to equate it. When you say trade Pickens for Crosby, If you're saying trade George Pickens a first-round pick, I'm going to say Tyler Smith. Would you trade Tyler Smith and George Pickens for Max Crosby and Boss Man Fat?
Sold.
Mark,
That's what we're talking about. Cowboys suck with second-round picks. We suck with second-round picks. We're golden pretty much with first-round picks. I don't want to. No, if I'm getting a first-round pick, I'm just going to trade a first-round pick for a stud. And Max Crosby's $30 million this year. Hard money.
Here's
Why
the deal.
ruin a good thing?
Here's the deal. First things first, I don't want to take away from the team. We're in a position to add to the team. You bring back Pickens, keep the offense where it's at, then go work on the defense. But to Ultra's point, or whoever's in the...
It's Ultra.
To whoever's point that is, if you deal with the agent and this is why you need to deal with them now. You need to deal with them now. Now you have them under contract for 28. Yeah, I get it. But like we said with Micah, we would have rather have traded Micah before the draft. We would have gotten way more value. That's all I'm saying. You have to
you kind of look at it, it didn't hurt us because we did get Quentin Williams.
No, it didn't hurt us. And I get that. But all I'm saying is that I would like to have these conversations now, because if you get a sense that Pickens really don't give a shit about Dallas, I don't believe that's the case.
I don't think so.
But if you get that feeling, then now you are like, okay, now you're dangling them. What can you get? That's all. You have to do your due diligence.
Amen. Great point.
That's all. That's all
now,
I'm saying.
I will disagree with the premier pass rusher's more important position. Look at the Seattle Seahawks. Nobody on their team had more than 7 sacks. Nobody. And I will say Khalil Mack, who's got 113 career sacks and has been a force, is 0-6 in the playoffs and has 3 sacks in 6 games. Think about that.
Oof.
Okay. And how good was the Raiders defense with Max Crosby? They were 25th this past year with Max Crosby. 25th. They were ass. How good was the Cleveland Browns defense with Myles Garrett? I believe he had a 5-sack game this year and they lost.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying.
The team game. So you're saying
that's it. You made my point. It's a team game. You can't say we're going to put all of it in Max Crosby and then have shit around him.
I don't think we're going to be in the market for a Max Crosby. I just don't. I don't think he's going anywhere, to be honest with you. But if he does, I don't see him coming here. I say this before. Like, the only way it's going to happen here is if they come up with some weird. Like, if they think on their feet and they start doing in-draft trading up and down, and you're trading up at you're giving up a pick, but then getting like a second and a third. You know what I mean? I like those type of trades. I don't know.
Ultra,
I don't think we're
thank you. Ultra, thank you. Okay, because you just made my point. Seattle got rid of DK Metcalf and they got Cooper Kupp. They ended up going out and they ended up getting DeMarcus Lawrence. What they recognized was we need a lot of good players. A lot of good players. Not just 1 or 2 home run hitters. That's the problem with the Dallas Cowboys. We look at it and say, we got Micah Parsons and we're done. You need multiple players in multiple positions to succeed. There weren't superstars really on the Seattle Seahawks other than their wide receiver. But what they had was they had a lot of guys that were really good and they stayed healthy.
Team.
It was a whole team. There were no big pass rushers. There were, you had one big wide receiver. You had a good running game, and it all didn't fall on the quarterback. He could lead the NFL in turnovers, but they had a defense that when they needed to, that could step up. It's not one guy. So instead of saying, let's take a first-round pick and George Pickens, and we're going to get one guy, you got to figure out how I can get more guys out of that first pick that are good players.
That'll be crazy. That'll be
free
crazy.
agency is so important, man. Especially this year, we got to get at least 4 or 5 good guys out of free agency this year.
And again, Ultra, the Cowboys had more Pro Bowlers, mainly because the fans also vote on that. As soon as the Pro Bowl list comes out, Law Nation and everybody else, hey, vote for Pro Bowl, vote for Pro Bowl, vote for Pro Bowl. And again, you can have 6 or 7 Pro Bowlers on a team. Great. That's wonderful.
Don't even need to be there.
But it's not the Pro Bowlers are all the ones that are winning it. Because when you go from having George Pickens and then Kenneth Murray, you've got shit. You've got the worst linebacker in fucking football. You're not going to win with that kind of situation. When you get a Kyler Elam playing cornerback, you got shit at cornerback. You're not going to win. You've got to have credible people throughout the team. I don't know how people don't see this shit. Anyway, I'm done there. How's everybody else feeling? So, Jess, the over and under, I think, is it 7 games for the Giants this year?
7, 8. I just want to see how this team gels. Brand new coaching staff, brand new coach, brand new staff, brand new higher up office. We're a work in progress. I just want to see us be competitive at least just this season.
Our Scatterboo and neighbors going to get. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. The Giants were competitive last year. What do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
No,
all them leads,
just not in the fourth quarter.
Man, we choked.
They were for 3 quarters. They were competitive.
That's why that guillotine was working overtime this season. Okay.
Are they going to start Scatterboo and neighbors for the beginning?
I know what I heard so far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they both are going to be ready to go.
But
like I said,
you went up in that Denver game, Jesse.
Yep, and we went down in the Denver game because of the damn coach. We could have beat you guys, and we went down again. I feel like Glass Joe from that boxing game.
And he's here. He's here in Nashville now.
We're nice and quiet right now. We're building, and I want to see what's going down right now with what's called free agency.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you right now, there's a good chance if we do our dealings right, what I'm thinking we're going to do, collect downs will be ours.
Unless Cowboys decide to trade down and want your 5th pick.
Yeah. And Lindenbaugh's real serious talk about Lindenbaugh coming to us. And that's like, okay, we filled that hole up. Okay, Cliff, come here. We got to talk to you, man. But we got to see right now. I'm not Momo. I'm not saying we're going to win 7-0. We're here to compete for now.
Mm-hmm.
White Lamar Jackson. It's your quarterback.
The Empire.
I saw an interesting take that no wide receivers want to play with Lamar Jackson.
I wonder why. I heard Antonio Brown's available.
To do what? Pass out water?
Exactly. But there'll be some cherry picking from Baltimore. Don't be surprised. Come here. Yeah,
I mean, if you're all receivers, especially the top ones, they want the ball. So it's hard, playing with a quarterback who runs a lot or can't throw a lot. Like,
Oh, he's got a strong arm. Don't get me wrong.
Jalen Hurts.
Vinny throwing shots at you, Jesse.
Everybody's enjoying me. Hey, go ahead. I don't care. Damn. Not today. Too much snow. But Mark, what do you think about? I told you about that swap. I told you about Thibodeau and DJ Moore. I like it. He's a 2B.
Okay. If you like it, okay. That's one of those ones that you won't know for a year or two how it really worked out.
Exactly. When rebuild.
So, is that a projection trade or what?
That's the talk. That's the talk. That's like I said. This is all talk stuff. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. This is all talk, but I like that talking. Things are going around there. Movement. There's actually activity moving around. You know what I mean? I'm like a certain place where I live at.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think y'all need that type of wide receiver DJ Moore is on your team.
I would love to have him.
I think that would help.
Mm-hmm.
And in regards to Thibodeau, that's fine. If he stays with us, fine. Next year, if he stays with us, next year, He's done because compensatory picks. So we're in build. I'm not saying we're going to playoffs. I'm not saying no Super Bowl. I'm not delusional. Place I live here. Okay, if you know what I mean.
We all have a mission, okay?
Oh, I have a mission.
Cowboys, Giants, and
The
Commanders.
Momos.
We all have a mission to push Philly into fourth place. That's our mission.
The band of the hand.
We must band together
Band to
and
the hand
do it.
against the trolls.
And do
The
it.
green trolls.
Cowboys got to start it off by getting a couple of their free agents to come play with their coach they want to play with, and keep it going from there. We got to get them in fourth place.
We'll be the shock troops. We'll be the shock troops in front of you, Derek.
Yeah. We got to
And the
get
Momos will just Momo talking back in the back.
So you think Blankenship or whoever it is?
I mean, if you were a
think
player,
Christian Parker is going to try to have him come over here.
yeah, if you were a player on their defense, the coach that you love just left, and you went through a year with that offense playing like that, and they can't do anything to improve that offense. They can't.
Well,
what can they do?
The funniest thing,
I'll gladly give them Murray if they want to. They can have Murray for free.
Well, what? hey, I have a question for you guys, and especially Mark and Brian. Would you keep Steele? Because everybody's talking about keeping Steele.
For me, Steele is not worth $18 million.
That's what I'm saying. But people want to we can do this.
At the moment, what is our answer?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have somebody else. I kind of think that maybe Guyton, try and put him over on the right side and see if I could get myself a guard or a tackle to go on the other side. If worst comes to worst, you could put Tyler Smith at tackle, and maybe you look at getting a guard or one of the guards we have on the roster.
Yeah, I don't know if they want to move away from him, though, or not.
I know that's the thing, but you got to do better than what we did last year. We got to do better than that. Tyler Guyton, sorry, but that might be one of the first offensive line first-round pick misses that we've had. He just can't stay healthy.
Yeah, that's the problem is if you put Guyton at right tackle and he has the same problem and you cut Steele, then what do you do?
Well, I need to lock down. The left is more important than anything else.
I was just, make a little point there.
So
I got to build my right and at least get my left built up.
That's a good point, Chris.
Yeah, you have a good point there, Chris. Like my left right now, I need one more on my left side, maybe a veteran, because Thomas, he's a great band player, but he still has that issue with that foot. I can't have him getting hurt again, or we're screwed.
Oh, DaCosta, man, I'm sorry about hearing about your dog Lee passing, man.
Yeah.
Oh, I know
that's hard.
Sorry, bro.
Too much baby fat on Guyton, says No Face Cowboy. And this is where I think, and I didn't realize that Reed Blankenship is represented by David Mulligetta.
I believe so.
This is where I think the Cowboys, for a multitude of reasons, it behooves them to get this deal done.
Mark, I don't think David Mulligetta is a bad guy. I think, it all have to do with what happened last year with Micah. And I think
Micah did all that. Micah did all. He opened his big mouth, making promises and handshakes to a old man that believes in handshakes. That's all that was.
I think that gave David Mulligetta a bad reputation.
Yeah.
Because what happened with that situation?
No, it's Micah's fault. The whole thing was Micah's fault.
That's what I'm saying.
You should have known better. Should have waited to just have the agent.
With a good old boy, give him a handshake, and then you renege on it? Ooh,
but
bad idea.
Well, I tell you what, to Game Time Brian's point, who's, he said, right now I'm feeling really good about the Cowboys. Right now, getting rid of Logan Wilson and not saying, we gave up a draft pick for him like we did Jonathan Mingo. We got to hold on to him. Let's get rid of him and get that cap space. Getting Javonte Williams crossed off the list before we have the combine. You're feeling good right now. Keep that going. If you are able to get a long-term deal for George Pickens and we get a salary cap hit of about $8-9 million and you've got cash, you will end up getting so many people, more Cowboy fans, back in believing in the Cowboys and the organization, and maybe even trusting the process. You go through and we get back to the same old shit. It gets ugly, and here we are, months of this dragging out, and then we end up spending more money. Then it's like, the Cowboys ain't changed.
Like I said, Mark, for your team and my team, actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
Show me.
This is true.
Show me.
Well,
But we
listen,
shall see.
guys. This is where I'm. Listen, this is early on in the process. Can we all agree that this is a multi-step process?
Mm-hmm.
The first step was get rid of Eberflus, right? That was the first step. The second step was replacing him, Mark. We did it immediately after after a 40 people were interviewed for the job.
Yeah.
40. Okay? But we did it fast. That's working not like they normally work, right? They let Brian Schottenheimer, who demonstrated last year, the only part of the team that he had control of, ended up number 1 in offense, right? So they let him do that. We get a young Christian Parker, okay? Not only is he young, not only does he have a great track record, see what you got. But, come on, man. Then we go ahead and we re-sign Javante before free agency. How can we not be encouraged? That's all. That's all.
Hey, I'll tell you what, being a Dallas fan, Parker had command of that conference meeting. He was really sharp. Remind me of Denzel. Remember the Titans eating.
And I think
like
Christian Parker, and I think Christian Parker is going to be here longer than a year. Some are saying, "Oh, he'll be here in a year, and then he's going to go somewhere."
I need 2 years of him, and then head coach.
2
years, we get 2.
I called that
third-round
head coaching job next year. That means Dallas is making the playoffs and making a deep run. And I don't think after the last 2 years, anybody's going to bitch about that.
But Brian, remember what he said in that conference, and I caught that. He said, if I leave, I'll make sure my staff, people there, will promote them internally when I leave. So it's not the same factory.
It's on paper. Everything off the field is going well. I like what they've done. The staff, the SMU coach that they brought in is a sneaky good hire. Everybody's not really paying attention to it. He was very well around the league.
Respected.
Again, that's all it is. It's on paper, but that's I'm excited.
He was wanted by a lot of teams in the league for DC. DC. Luckily, we got him.
Don't get me wrong, guys. If they don't go out in the first 2 weeks of free agency and get 2 or 3 players, a linebacker, like an edge rusher, a safety corner, if they don't do that, then we can bitch. But right now, before anything's happened, to re-sign somebody that they wanted to keep, I think that's positive. Everybody needs to just calm down. Calm down.
All right. I agree with you on that. It's a good start. And the thing that I like more than anything else is Jerry is not really out in Front Street. And the thing that's even crazier is, as you look at the talking heads and stuff, the typical shows that we see about how stupid the Cowboys are, you're not seeing them. It seems to be that the Eagles have now become the drama queens of the NFL. Have y'all noticed that? We're actually operating like a normal NFL team.
There's trouble in paradise here. That's all I'm saying there, Brian.
The karma caveman is here.
So you're telling me that there's a little bit of trepidation there?
Oh,
I like that.
It's just getting better too, trust me. Oh, by the way, Mark, Dan 1995, he's a very knowledgeable about your team. Just to give you a hint.
All right.
Dan's a sweetheart.
I'll send you an email about him.
Okay.
Trust me.
He's like one of my own kids.
Yeah, he's my nephew that I slap around once in a while when he needs it. Love you, Dan.
All right. Well, we've been going on almost 2 hours here. Let's get final thoughts in here, and I got to go back and finish this. I got a chuck roast in here. I got to check on, make sure I didn't burn this
okay.
sucker. But final thoughts as we get ready for the combine.
Again, we got to get the Eagles to 4th place. That's the goal.
There we go.
That's the goal. That might be more
That's the
important
goal.
than winning the division. Just a little bit. We got to get Eagles to 4th place.
My guys going to be Jerry Jones at the combine. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if we have a contract right after the combine.
I hope you are 100% right, because the combine starts tomorrow. That's when everybody starts descending at Lucas Stadium. The workouts don't start until Thursday, but what happens is checking in, doing psychological interviews, the physicals. Basically you're like a herd of cattle in there in your shorts, and they're poking and prodding and everything else, trying to find out everything about you and so on. So we'll be hearing things all week long. We'll get Jerry Jones in the bus and things and so on. So, yeah, it's going to get interesting this week. This week is a major step. And by next Tuesday, the following Tuesday, the franchise tag has to be applied. And then the following Sunday is free agency. So there ain't much time before this shit really gets rolling.
So tell me something. Are you gonna do any Zoom meetings from the combine?
I think we probably will. The workouts are usually in the evening, so although they're kind of boring, probably a Zoom call will be the best way to go ahead and do it. So maybe we'll look
guys
at
running
that.
around in their underwear. I mean, really?
Well, some people like that.
Tidy whitey.
Momo, stop it, Momo.
Oh no, Momo's. I don't watch the draft. I don't watch the combine because
He don't
half
watch
the players
any of
ain't going
that.
to the combine
I
and
don't
work
watch
out because
Super
their
Bowl.
stock's gonna go down. So okay, Momo.
No, he gonna watch because he gonna want to have something to rant about.
Well, true on that one. Okay, did Game Time jump out?
Yeah, he jumped out.
Oh man,
He's
okay.
trying to do his little thingy.
All right.
Cut.
Well, everybody, we're going to go ahead and end this stream now. I appreciate everybody being here. This will be a big week. I'll be getting more content and stuff out as we get going. Who knows with the Cowboys? You don't know what to expect. I didn't expect them to cut Logan Wilson then, and I didn't expect them to sign Javonte Williams. So anything
Hey, Mark, can I say one thing when you're done here?
Sure. What's that?
Tonight, guys, Next Level Sports Knowledge with Lloyd. We're on tonight, so if anybody's interested, hop on. Just
What time?
saying, give this man support.
What time?
Sometime tonight. You'll see.
Okay. Next Level Sports will be
Next
on
Level
later.
Sports,
Pamela
though.
Savage. Hey.
Jesse,
If Jerry Jones had said we're all in, I probably would have cried, Pamela said. All right. Here we go.
Yep, don't worry. I'll send you a let's go. Later.
Good night, everybody.
They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing.